I stood in the snow, my breath visible in the freezing air, clutching my phone like it was the only lifeline to my daughter, Hannah. The world around me was chaos. Police sirens wailed. Teachers shouted her name. Neighbors huddled in puffer jackets, their faces streaked with tears. But all I could hear was a sound coming through the app, the one I'd installed on Hannah's phone months ago. Heavy breathing. Not hers. Someone else's. Someone older, labored, frantic. I pressed the phone harder against my ear, straining to catch any hint of her voice, her laugh, her anything. Nothing. Just that guttural and the faint clatter of drawers opening and closing, like someone was searching for something they'd never find. It was February 10th, 2025, and my 8-year-old daughter had vanished inside her own school. South Korea's elementary schools aren't like the ones you might picture. In America, they're towering 4 or 6 stories high, with long hallways lined with massive sliding doors. The first thing you see when you walk in is a wall of cubbies. You slip off your outdoor shoes, stow them away, and put on indoor slippers. No socks, no bare feet. There's a rule for everything. Then you climb the stairs to your designated classroom, past students in knee-length plaid skirts and blazers, all moving with purpose. There are no janitors. Everyone cleans their own space. The building wraps around a courtyard in a U-shape, a design that feels both open and suffocating. Few entrances, fewer exits, and staff patrolling the halls. It's a place where losing a child should be impossible. Hannah loved it here. She'd bound out the car every morning, her backpack bouncing, eager to join her friends. She was bright, the kind of kid who tackled everything with a smile. School, soccer, even the grueling after-school academies that most kids groaned about. She'd hug me so hard when I picked her up, like she was trying to squeeze all her joy into me. That day, though, I wasn't there to pick her up. She was in aftercare, waiting for her Hagwon teacher to take her to evening classes. It was routine. Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 4:40 p.m. She'd stay at school, finishing homework, preparing for the next round of lessons. She was always the last to leave, but she never minded. The teachers are super nice. She texted her grandma that afternoon. At 4:40 p.m., the academy teacher arrived. She checked in at the front desk, and the aftercare teacher told Hannah to head downstairs. It was a short walk, 1 flight of stairs, a straight shot to the entrance. I'd seen her do it 100 times, her indoor slippers slapping the floor, her ponytail swinging. The front desk waited. 1 minute, 2, 5, 10. No Hannah. Her outdoor shoes were still in the cubby. Her phone's location pinged somewhere in the school's vicinity, but she was gone. I don't know how to describe the panic that sets in when your child disappears. It's not just fear. It's a physical thing, like your body's being hollowed out. I ran to the school when they called, my mind racing through possibilities. Maybe she forgot a book and went back to her classroom. Maybe she stopped at the restroom. But 10 minutes? In a building with no unmonitored exits? It didn't add up. The teachers were frantic, checking under desks, in the cafeteria, the break room, every stall and every bathroom. Nothing. By 5:30 p.m., the school was locked down. Police cars and ambulances surrounded the building, their lights cutting through the falling snow. Neighbors stood outside, whispering, crying, scanning the massive apartment complexes that loomed around us. Thousands of units, any one of which could hide her. I opened the parenting app. It was controversial. This thing, South Korea had erupted in debates when it went viral that month. It didn't just track your kid's location. It logged everywhere their phone had been in the past 24 hours. It could bypass silent mode, blare an alarm, even let you listen to whatever their phones might picked up. Stalker app, some called it, invasion of privacy. But for parents like me, in a country where 8-year-olds ride the subway alone, it was peace of mind. Hannah didn't know it was on her phone. She was 8. She didn't need to. The app said she was here, somewhere close. I called her. No answer. I hit the sound around button, and that's when I heard it. Heavy breathing, not hers. I stepped away from the crowd, trying to block out the shouts of "Hannah! Hannah!" echoing through the courtyard. The sound was indoor. No wind, no cars, just that ragged breathing and the clatter of drawers. I pressed the alarm button, hoping it'd ring out and someone would hear it, find her. Instead, I heard fumbling through the app like someone was unzipping her backpack, slamming her phone to silence the noise. My stomach twisted. Someone was with her. Someone who wasn't her. An hour passed, maybe more. I kept listening, searching, my hands numb from the cold. My mother, Hannah's grandma, was inside, combing the school for the 10th time. She wanted to pick Hannah up early, surprise her with snacks before Hagwon, but Hannah had insisted she was fine. "Don't be a burden," she texted, so grown up for her age. Now my mother was tearing through classrooms, her voice hoarse from calling Hannah's name. She noticed a door on the second floor, one she'd passed a dozen times but hadn't checked. The audio-video room, where kids watch presentations or educational films. It was usually locked to keep troublemakers out, but when she turned the knob, it opened. The room was dark, shades drawn, desks neat. Empty. She almost left, but something, instinct, maybe, drew her to a smaller door inside, a storage closet for projectors and cables. She opened it, her phone's flashlight cutting through the dimness. Legs, adult legs, sprawled on the floor. She raised the light, and there was a woman, middle-aged, her face smeared with blood. My mother froze, every instinct screaming to run. But she forced herself to speak, her voice trembling. "Have you seen my granddaughter? Her name is Hannah." The woman looked up, calm, almost attached. "No," she said. My mother stumbled out, calling me, calling the police, standing guard at the door. She didn't know I'd heard her voice through the app, that single word. "No!" Cutting through the breathing. The police arrived in minutes, my mother pointing them to the closet. It was locked now from the inside. They kicked it in 20 times until it gave way. Inside, they found her. Hannah, my Hannah, lying on her back, blood pooling around her tiny body. Next to her was a woman, a teacher, also bloodied, a knife nearby. Hannah had been stabbed dozens of times, her neck, chest, arms, back. Her hands bore defensive wounds, proof she'd fought, tried to shield herself. The teacher had a single wound on her neck, self-inflicted but not deep. They rushed them both to hospital, but I knew, even before they told me, Hannah was gone. At 6:35 p.m., an hour and a half after she'd vanished, my daughter was pronounced dead. The teacher survived. Mrs. Mang, they called her later, a 48-year-old second-grade teacher who didn't even teach Hannah. In the ICU, when they removed her oxygen tubes, she laughed. Laughed. The nurses went still, the police guarding her room rushing in. I wasn't there, but I heard about it, and it burned into me, that sound I'd never heard but could imagine too well. She told them, calm as anything, it didn't matter which child. I just wanted to die with someone. I don't know how to process that. I don't think anyone can. Hannah wasn't targeted, wasn't hated. She was just there, the last kid in aftercare, the easiest mark. Mang had lured her into the audio-video room with the promise of a book, then strangled and stabbed her with a knife she'd bought that day, a 6.5-inch blade she'd picked out at a kitchen supply store, like she was shopping for dinner. She'd planned it, searched online for murder weapons days before, choked a colleague just 4 days earlier, and no one stopped her. The school knew Mang wasn't right. She'd been on medical leave for severe depression, supposed to be gone 6 months. She came back after 20 days, claiming she was fine, waving a doctor's note. The students noticed it first. They called her the ghost of the hallways, walking with a box cutter, clicking the blade in and out, carrying blue painter's tape for no reason. She'd hit her podium with a ruler, so hard it whipped the air, broke a computer in the teacher's office. Once, she'd been the kindest teacher, patient, award-winning. Then something broke. Or maybe it was always broken, waiting to surface. For days before Hannah, she'd attacked another teacher, Mrs. A, choking her in a dark classroom, pinning her arm, ranting about being the only one unhappy. Mrs. A reported it, but the school waited, planning to talk to Mang on Monday. Monday came, and Hannah died. The aftermath was a storm. South Korea reeled, headlines screaming across the world. Teacher fatally stabs 8-year-old in South Korea. Chrysanthemums piled up at the school gates, yellow umbrellas shielding dolls, and snacks left for Hannah. Strangers traveled hours to pay respects. Soccer teams sent wreaths. Even the acting president attended her funeral. But the grief twisted, as it always does online. They released Meng's identity a month later, after she consented. Her headshot showed a normal woman, pleasant, approachable. Netizens were shocked. She didn't look like a monster. Her mugshot was different, raw, unsettling, but some argued it was just a bad photo, that society was too quick to judge her looks. They dug up her thesis, her divorce, her son's college exams, searching for a reason, a sickness to pin it on. Nothing fit neatly. She'd written about better education, believed teachers shape quality. Now she was a murderer. Then they turned on me. I did interviews, try and keep Hannah's name alive, to push for change. I asked for 10 seconds of silence, for journalists to write, "Hannah, we're sorry, we love you." I wanted Hunter's Law, mandatory mental health checks for teachers, hand-to-hand pickups for kids in aftercare. Simple things to stop this from happening again. But some netizens saw demands, not pleas. They called me entitled, said I was shaming adults who didn't apologize, that I sounded excited, not sad. They dug up my old gaming forum posts. Crude jokes from 2015, a 2019 comment about contraception. They painted me as a deadbeat, a sexist, a man who didn't love his kids. One anonymous post claimed I had borrowed money to tip female streamers, that I was on welfare, neglecting Hannah. Lies, half-truths, but they spread. I read the articles, desperate for updates the police wouldn't give me. I learned about Meng's charges. Life imprisonment likely, not death, despite what some demanded. I saw my words twisted, my grief dissected. They said I wanted fame, that Hannah's death was my achievement. A cartoonist asked if naming a law after her made me feel better, as if her loss was my gain. The comments turned political, right versus left, drowning out her name. Hannah means sky in Korean. She was my sky, bright, endless, always reaching. She played soccer with older kids, called them Uni, showed up to team dinners like they were her family. She ran to me, full speed. Every time I picked her up, she never complained, not about school, not about Hagwon. She was 8, and she was perfect, not because she was flawless, but because she was mine. I don't know why Meng chose her. I don't know why the school let her back, why no one listened to the kids who saw her change. I don't know why I'm the villain now to some, when all I want is for no other parent to feel this weight. The law isn't perfect. Teachers worry it'll stigmatize mental health, strip their privacy. I get it. I don't want to hurt them. But I can't stop seeing Hannah's face, her hands raised to block that knife. The breathing on the app haunts me. I hear it at night, mixed with Meng's laugh, her cold no to my mother. I wonder if she meant to die, or if she just wanted to take someone with her. Anyone. The experts say depression doesn't explain it, that her anger was deeper, redirected at the world. I don't care what it was. I care that Hannah's gone, and I'm left fighting for her in a world that's already moving on. Her classmates remember her smile, her enthusiasm. They say she's playing in heaven, fearless, like her name. I hold on to that, because it's all I have. The flowers at the school are wilting now. The umbrella's fading. But I won't let her fade. Not her memory, not her fight, even if they hate me for it.